So it's finally here, and Android has released Android 12 officially to the public, and this is available to Google Pixel users, and with users of other cell phones are going to get their updates in some few months after. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you changes and then features that Android actually brought to us in this new Android 12 update. So give this video a thumbs up so that it reaches a lot of people like you've been able to just see this. And without further ado, let's just dive into the video. So first on the list I want to share with you is the Material You theming. So with the Material You theming, it's actually one of the greatest things Android has actually introduced to us in this Android 12 update, and it presents to us with the new colorful background that makes apps and also our system pick up the wallpaper we actually decide to use. So when you check out my screen, right, you can see I have a wallpaper which has blue and then also brown in it. And with the wall clock right here, you actually can see that it picks up a blue color right here. So when I decide to move it down to this section, you're actually going to see that it's going to pick a brown color right here, which means it's actually picking the color at this section right here, which is pretty much very cool. So the Material You theming is one of the greatest things that you're going to see on Android 12, and I think it's very enticing. It doesn't end right here. So when I swipe up to my app drawer and I check out my system-wide search right here, you can see that the system actually also picks up the Material You theming, with my notification sheet also picking up the Material You theming of the wallpaper I'm using right away, which is pretty much very cool. When I go to my settings, you're going to see that it picks up the Material You theming right here. You can see my background looks a bit brown due to the color of the wallpaper I'm using right here, which is very cool. I go to my Google messages and I try typing in, and you're going to see my keyboard. It also picks up the Material You theming right here, which is very great right here. So I think Material You theming is one of the greatest things Android 12 brought to us, and state in the comment section what you think about Material You theming. So the next on the list I want to share with you are the new widgets that were introduced. So when we go to our widget section right here and then we scroll through right here, we're going to see this new widgets right here on Google Photo app. So when I drop it on my screen like this is how it's going to look like, and it's going to ask me to just use my email I feel like I want to use to run this Google app right here. So you're going to see it right here. You can just change this widget to any section or any size you feel like you want, and that is basically very cool. So that is how this widget looks like. The next I want to share with you is also the clock widget. So when you check out right here, we scroll down to the clock and then we check through, you're gonna see we have different types of clock widgets right here, and that is basically very cool. And with our stopwatch tool right here, when we press hold on this section and drop it on our screen, it's actually gonna give us different clock faces, which is pretty much cool, and it was actually the latest update that was introduced to us before the final version of Android 12. And you can pick any of the clock faces you feel due to however you want your clock widget to look like, and that is basically very cool. The next widgets that was introduced to was a keep note. So when we go to our keep notes, we're gonna see that there are new widgets right here, which looks like the Clover Watch widget, and also with this one too, the widget that picks up the Material You theming. That is basically very cool. The next on the list too is the YouTube Music. So when you go to YouTube Music too, you're gonna see that we have new widgets right here, this one right here, and also this one right here, and that is pretty much very cool. All these widgets I'm showing you right here picks up Material You theming, and that is basically very cool. The conversation widget too was introduced, which will allow you to just pin any person you feel like you want to just get to chat with them easily right away. So you bring it on your screen like this, and it's going to give you the chance to pick on anyone you feel like you want to just get messages or chat with them very quickly right away. So let's say I want to pick on Swats right here, and then I just tap on it like this. When I tap on Swat like this, it's going to just take me to Swat's chat I have with him, and that is basically very cool with this conversation widgets right here. So the next we have too is the weather widgets. The weather widgets was one of the widgets which was also a delayed one, and you can check out right here. We have one which shows your location and the other one which shows the temperature right here, which is pretty much very cool. So you're entitled to just pick on any of them. The next I want to share with you too is the map widget. So with the map too, we have this new widget right here which also picks up the Material You theming, and then when you scroll right here too, these are the old ones we had initially, but this was the one which was added before the final release of Android 12, and that is basically very cool. So those are the widgets that were introduced, and in case after updating your OS you find any widgets that were introduced to you, state in the comment section so that we can also check it out. The next on the list are splash screens. So with splash screens, apps actually just get splash screens when you try opening them. Like these ones, you just tap on it, it gives you a splash screen when you just want to open it the first time. Initially, Android wasn't giving us these kind of splash screens when we try opening our apps, and you can see the logo of the app before it actually launches or it actually opens to the main app, and that is basically very cool. So most of the native Google apps do get this splash screen before you just get to the main app. So that is pretty much very great on the part of the splash screens. The next I want to share with you too is apps with Material You theming. So Google native apps right here, all the apps I have on my screen right here picks up Material You theming, with the exception of GPay and then Google Maps. All the rest all picks up Material You theming, which are the Gmail right here, it picks up the Material You theming, and also Google Photos also picks up Material You theming. When you check out right here, you're gonna see that it picks up the dynamic colors, which is pink right here. And also when you check out Google Drive too, you're gonna see that this Google Drive also picks up Material You theming, which is pretty much very cool. You can check out right here, dynamic colors are showing right away, and that is basically very cool. So there are a lot of apps which were introduced that picks up Material You theming. So next on the list is in the notification shade. So when you check out the notification shade right here, you can see that there are extra settings that were added right here, which one is the extra dim right here. So with the extra dim, when you tap on it like this, it's actually going to reduce the brightness of your screen, which will actually increase the battery life of your phone too, because less energy is actually going to be used. And also it will prevent light from entering your eyes right away. Maybe you probably will be in a darker place or a dark room and you don't want light rays to just go straight into your eye. You can just activate this extra dim right here, which is going to help you out with whatever you are actually reading on your device. The next I want to share with you is these two toggles right here, which are camera access and mic access. So with this camera access and mic access, when you tap on this like this and then it turns blocked and then you go to your camera, you're not going to be able to just launch the camera and you're going to get this notification right here, unless you tap on unblock right here, and then you're going to be able to just launch your camera right away. So when I tap on unblock, it's going to launch my camera right here. And again, when we check out this mic access right here, and then I tap on it like this, and then I go to maybe recorder and I tap on it like this. When I tap on the recorder, it's going to tell me to unblock the microphone before I'm going to be able to record this, which is pretty much very cool. So this camera access and the mic access will help you not to make your camera app launch itself and then be taking shots without you noticing. And also some apps do track us sometimes, and then this camera access and the mic access will actually not permit them without us knowing. And also when you check out your recording and then you try recording something and then you tap on the recorder like this, you're going to notice your microphone is just going to launch right away. This notification we get right here will tell us that our microphone is being used, and when you check out my recorder, you can see the speech is actually ongoing, and this notification or the green light right here tells us that our mic is being used. This is one thing I noticed after I updated my Android 12 device. And also this is also seen when you try shooting a video with your phone. You're going to see that you launch your camera and this notification also pops up. So it helps us to know whatever third-party app or whatever native app on our phone that is using our microphone and also our camera, which maybe when we're on our homepage like this and we see this light right here, we're going to notice that application or maybe a third-party website we actually visited is actually tracking us, and you probably can stop it right away. And that is basically very cool. So I think privacy on Android 12 is actually very great, and we thank Android for giving us this kind of cool privacy settings, and that is basically very cool. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this privacy settings. So next I want to share with you is the internet settings. So when you tap on your internet settings, you can now see that your internet setting looks different, and also we enter to just tap on this section, see all, and we see whatever settings we feel like we want and how our internet is actually differentiated. We can see internet right here, which is using our mobile data, and also Wi-Fi, which shows our Wi-Fi right here, which is pretty much very cool. Initially we never had these options, or we never had this interface like this, and Android 12 has brought us a new interface of that. That is basically very cool. The next I want to share with you is the system-wide search. So with the system-wide search, it's now supercharged and very great that you can even search for contacts, and then you are going to be able to just text them or even call them right away from your search, which is pretty much very cool, and it wasn't in existence initially. And let's say maybe you want to just search for maybe Facebook or something, and then you tap on Facebook or you start typing in any letter, you're going to notice that everything that is on your phone which has FAC is actually going to pop up, or any letter you feel like you want to tap. Let's say you want to type FA or F, it's actually going to pop up right here. You're going to see all apps on your phone which has F in it are going to pop up on the top, and then with contacts too, which are on your phone that starts with F are going to pop up. It moves on and on, so even your settings to just show you which apps or which settings that has F in it. And if maybe whatever you are searching is not on your device, you can just tap on this section and it's actually going to search on the internet for you, and that is basically very cool. So that is how system-wide search also works on Android 12. The next I want to share with you is the drag and drop or the recent app menu. So with the recent app menu, when you just swipe up like this and then you have pictures or maybe links on your screen, you can see that we have our link right here, which is actually going to make us drag and drop to our recent or our share sheet, and then probably share to anyone you feel like you want. So we can choose to just tap on this like this, and then we can just copy and then share to anyone we feel like we want, or we can just hold it like this and then drag it, and then we bring it down like this, and we're going to be able to just drop it right here. So after we drop it right there, we're going to get the share sheet, and we can just choose to just drop it to anyone we feel like we want, or any app we feel like we want. So let's say I want to drop it in Keep Notes. I tap on Keep Note like this, and we are going to see this one right here, and we tap on Save, and then we can tap on View right here, and we are going to see our website right here. That is basically very cool. One cool thing I like about this recent app menu feature is when you swipe up like this, and in case maybe there's a picture on the page you swiped up, you're going to be able to just tap on the picture like this, and then after you tap on the picture, you can just save it right away, or maybe copy it and save it in any chat you're chatting with people, and that is going to be very great. So let's say I want to just share this to someone in a chat, and I just tap on it and I go to the chat like this. I tap on it right away and I tap on this section like this. I can just drop this picture right here and send to the person right away, and that is basically very cool. So that is one of the coolest things I like so far too right here. And the next you can also do with this recent app menu too is by just holding it like this and then dragging it to the section you feel like you want. When you drag it like this, you can even share to WhatsApp or anywhere you feel like you want, and you can just choose anyone you feel like you want to send it to. And let's say maybe we want to send it to our Keep Notes still. We tap on our Keep Note like this, and then we tap on Save, and then we are going to be able to just view it right away, and then we are going to see it right here. We can also move on to just drag this one right here, or copy it like this and then save it in our gallery, and that is basically very cool too. So let's say we want to just save it like this, and then we go to our gallery like this, we tap on it and then go to our gallery. You're going to be able to just find this picture right here, which is pretty much very cool. So that is how recent app menu also works on Android 12. The next I want to share with you is the scrolling screenshot. So with the scrolling screenshot, it's actually one of the features that have been late on stock Android or Google Pixel Android. So some of the Android devices had this feature long ago, and when you just press on your off button and then the volume down key, you're going to get a screenshot, and on your screen you're going to see this one right here. You tap on the capture like this, and it's actually going to give you your screen right away. So when you tap on it, you're going to get this screen right here, and then you can just drag it to the section you feel like you want, and when you're done, you just tap on this section right here, which is save, and then you are good. So after you're done saving, you go to your gallery, you're going to be able to just find your scrolling screenshots right there, and that is basically very cool. You double tap on it and you're going to be able to just read whatever you feel like you want to read, and that is very cool. This feature still doesn't work with Google Chrome, which I don't even know why it doesn't work with Google Chrome. You can see we don't have scrolling screenshots in Google Chrome, but probably I'm sure maybe Android will actually make a new update and then it will actually introduce that to us. The next I want to share with you too is the new crop feature. So when you check out the crop feature, initially we never had these options right here, which is this 4 size right here. We're just going to be able to just drag it from the size like this, but now we can just have this 4 angles right here, or 4 square shapes right here, and then we can just crop whatever we want to crop. We can even add text right here by tapping on this side, and then we add any text right here like yo, and then we can just change fonts to right away from here, which is pretty much cool. Initially we never had the options to do all these right here. We can even change the pictures or even the colors of whatever thing we've written right here, and that is basically very cool. So if you think this feature right here too is very helpful and very cool, just drop a like below and also comments and let me know how best you think this is also helpful to us. So moving to the settings, what we have next right here is the privacy dashboard. So with the privacy dashboard, when we go to our privacy and we tap on privacy dashboard right here, we are entitled to just allow applications to use our location, camera, and then microphone. So when we tap on this section right here, which is the location, we are going to see applications that use our location. So we have maps, camera, and then personal safety, and applications that has tempered with our location are actually going to pop up right here. So with this privacy dashboard right here, I think it's very helpful, and it's going to make you know which apps are actually tracking you, or if maybe you have any third party app you don't really trust, you can just check through right here, and then if maybe it pops up right here without notifying you or without you knowing they are tracking you, you can just terminate it or maybe delete the application, or maybe you just manage the permission right here and then you're going to turn that permission off. So the next you can also see right here is the camera access. So with this one right here too, you can see that the applications that use my camera right away are going to pop up right here too. And with this one right here too, you're going to see applications that use my microphone right here too, and that is basically very cool. So this is how privacy dashboard also works. And when you just tap on this section too, you're going to see other permissions, calendar, also the applications that are using my calendar, and also contacts, and then files, and nearby share, phone, and then physical activities and SMS. So privacy dashboard actually help us to just know applications that are tracking us, and also sometimes you can download a third-party app which will be invading your privacy, and with this privacy dashboard it's actually going to limit those things, and we're going to know whatever that goes on our device. So I think Android has actually increased the privacy right here on Android 12, which is pretty much very cool. With the next thing I want to share with you is the Unused App. So with the Unused App, it's one of the nifty features I also found on this device, which is right here. And then when you tap on it, you're going to see the apps which you've barely used or you've opened in the past 3 months or more. So this is very cool, and you can just choose to just delete all the applications, and it's actually going to free up space on your device. So in case I want to delete this app right here, I tap on this section right here and I tap on this, and then it's going to uninstall it from my device, and right away it's gone. I'm going to be able to just get enough space on my devices, which is pretty much very cool. So next is the one hand feature. So when we go to the one hand feature, this is one of the features too that has been introduced by other devices. And when you turn this toggle on, you're going to be able to just pull to stretch like this, and when you pull to stretch, you're going to get this one-handed mode. And in case maybe your device is very long like mine, you can just use this one hand mode right here, and then you can use the device right away, and that is basically very cool. So if maybe you want to activate it, you swipe down like this, and then you're going to get your feature right here, and you can see you're using one hand mode, and that is basically very cool. So you can just use this whilst maybe you lay down or something, and pretty much you're going to get your one hand mode, and that is basically very cool. So one hand mode too is one of the niftiest thing that was introduced to us by Android. Android actually gave us the chance to just press hold on this section right here, the off button, to just activate Google Assistant. But this is a settings which you can just change the toggle on and off. Initially it wasn't in the gestures, but now it's found in gestures. So if in case you want to just know where you're going to be able to just press hold button for Google Assistant, go to gestures, and then you're going to find this. So when you press hold on it like this, it's actually going to launch Google Assistant, and that is basically very cool. So you turn this toggle off and you can still get your power off, and then lock down and then restart right here, and that is pretty much one of the coolest things too you're gonna find. So another feature I also found very helpful was the gaming dashboard. So in case maybe you activate your game or you try playing your game on your device, you're gonna see this toggle right here by your game, and then when you tap on it like this, it's going to bring a controller right here, and then when you tap on the controller, it's actually going to give you the chance to just live stream your game right away, which is pretty much very cool. You can also screenshot right here by tapping on this section, and then tap on this section to record your game you are playing, and then tap on this side to actually know the frames per second you want to use. And when you tap on this section, it's actually going to activate do not disturb, which is not going to make people or anyone disturb you whilst you are playing your game, and that is basically very cool. So with the gaming dashboard too, I think it's one of the niftiest feature that is very great on Android 12. So the next thing I want to share with you is within the off menu. So when you press hold on your off button like this, you're going to see lockdown, power off, and then restart. So when you tap on lockdown, you're going to lock your screen, and then you can never unlock this device with your fingerprint. So when I put my fingerprint right here, it's going to ask for my password or passcode, and unless I input my passcode before, this device actually gonna unlock. So these are the top features I found on my Android 12 device, and in case I find a new feature or new update, I'm going to do a follow-up video to let you guys know. And you can state in the comment section in case I missed anything, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share to anyone you think this is going to be helpful to them, and without further ado, I'm just going to catch you in the next video. Peace.